Hello, teammates. I want to welcome and congratulate all of you top men, top women, future regional vice presidents and fighters to another installment of our Prove It Movement Fundamentals training, where we are always and forever one team, one dream, and one movement. Man, I am excited to come to you today. I am Regional Vice President, near-term Senior Vice President, Nicholas Bracey, just one of the many leaders in the fabric of the Prove It Movement hierarchy. And I want to talk to you today about a key fundamental that I believe that is going to be crucial to helping you not only grow, but also explode your business. This fundamental, if you master this fundamental, it'll definitely help you teammates be able to make money, be able to impact your community more, and also instill that confidence in you that, hey, you know what to do in multiple scenarios, and that is dealing with a winning presentation, right? And so doing a winning presentation, I found that once I got that fundamental under my belt, I just felt empowered. You know, I was just hungry, man, put me in front of somebody so I can tell my story, so I can share with them just the greatness of this opportunity, or be able to just lean them towards becoming a client, you know, whether that was getting the foundation in place with life insurance, investments, building them a strong financial house. Everything started with doing a winning presentation. Now, I'm going to jump straight into it because I definitely want to respect your time and I don't want to make this training too long. I want it to be something that you can just dive into, get some keys and facts about what a winning presentation is, and you can listen to it over and over again and it not take up a lot of your time. So allow me to share my screen with you. And just like it says here, hey, man, this is a winning presentation training. Let's talk about what a winning presentation is. But before we get into that, the winning presentation is an important cog in the wheel of a whole process and a whole system that we run here at the Prove It Movement. And it's encompassed in something that we call the winning momentum cycle. Say that with me, the winning momentum cycle. Say it again, the winning momentum cycle. And as it says here in the middle, mastering this cycle, right? All of these different steps will not only instill in you competence, which equals confidence, but family, it's going to give you some compensation. It's going to get you paid. So we got step one, which is prospecting. Step two, which is scheduling appointments. Step three is winning presentations. Step 4 and 5, we combine those together. That's doing the wealth builder and also getting referrals, closing business. All that good stuff is encompassed in there. And then we even have step 6, which is getting a new recruit and also getting that new recruit through the orientation and off to a fast start. But what we're going to focus on today is step number 3, and that is doing a winning presentation, right? And so let's talk about a winning presentation, because there is a difference between doing a regular presentation and what we define as a winning presentation. And let me jump into that to show you what that means, right? What is a winning presentation, Nick? Well, I'm glad you asked, teammates. See, a winning presentation is something that does one of these 3 things. It says, what makes a winning presentation? A winning presentation is a presentation that moves people to at least one of these 3 actions. It is a presentation that moves people to at least one of these 3 actions. Either they're going to join you in business, right? And that means that they are going to complete their independent application, independent business application with the money, right? And so that's one thing. Or they're going to commit to doing the wealth builder with you. Now, that could be scheduled on a second meeting. You can flow straight into the wealth builder, or it might be a setup to where you're just closing business with a person. That is a winning presentation. And then number 3 is they give you referrals. Whoever you're sitting in front of, they give you referrals. Well, Nick, what if they only give me 1 referral? Yep, it's a winning presentation. And so when you sit down and you do your presentation with somebody, if you come away with at least one of these things, they join you in business, they commit to doing a wealth builder, right? Or you close business, or they give you referrals, you have done a winning presentation. If you do a presentation and you did not get any of these 3 things accomplished, right? That means that you were just practicing your presentation, right? You were just practicing your presentation. I'm here to tell you, family, I think that I speak for you. You're not here to just practice. You're here to get results, right? And so I just want to go ahead and define what results are with the presentation that makes it a winning presentation. You're going to get one of those 3 things. Either a person's going to join you in business, right? which means not saying that they're going to say, hey, man, I'm going to join you next week or whatever. No, look, I'm joining you in business, which means that they've completed their independent business application with the money. They've committed to doing a wealth builder with you, maybe a follow-up appointment to get that done, or you actually went into it then and closed business, winning presentation, or that person gave you some referrals. Any one of those three things is a winning presentation. Now let's keep it going, right? Because there's more stuff that I want to cover with this. So we got what defines a winning presentation. Well, let's talk about what are the parts of a winning presentation, right? So a winning presentation for our group, it has three different parts. For our hierarchy, it has three different parts, right? So the first part is what we call the warm-up, right? This is where, you're kind of coming into the presentation, you're meeting the person, you guys are just kind of, getting eye to eye via Zoom, and there's some pleasantries exchanged. How you doing, man? Nice to meet you, all that good stuff. And it's also where you set the expectation. It's where you set the expectation for the appointment. You're basically going to let the client know, hey, or the prospect know, this is what's about to happen, right? And then also in the midst of the warm-up, you are going to check that prospect's pulse to see whether or not they are recruitable, right? And so there's language in the warm-up section of the presentation that will have you check a person's pulse just to see if they're recruitable, because the way that we go about our presentation process, we shoot for the recruit and then we miss with the sale. I'm going to repeat that. We shoot for the recruit and we miss with the sale. So in the warm-up, we're going to check a person's pulse to see whether or not they are recruitable, all right? But we don't stop there. The warm-up is the first part. The second part, depending on how they answer that question when you check their pulse to see if they're recruitable, it will determine if you go through a part of the presentation called the play. And this is our recruiting presentation, right? And some people call it the funeral play, where we talk about the power of having a life insurance license and an investment license. I'm sure that whole language sounds familiar to you, because that's probably how you were recruited into the business, to where we say, hey, has anyone ever talked to you about the power of having a life insurance license and an investment license? Having those two licenses is one of the best kept secrets in America for creating first generation wealth. You get the picture, right? So that whole piece that we do, that is called the play, right? And we only go through the play if during the warm-up, when we check that person's pulse to see if they're recruitable, they answer the question in an affirmative way, right? And so if they are recruitable, just like it says here, we go into the play, right? But if they answer the question differently when we check their pulse and they say, hey, this is not something I want to do, guess what we do? We bypass the play. We don't go through the play. We don't try to force recruiting on anybody, because that's not how our opportunity works. We understand the whole mentality that we have to have is that professionals sort, amateurs convince. And so we don't have to convince, because this is not a convincing business. And so if a person is not recruitable, then we go directly into the who we are, what we do, and getting commitment part of the winning presentation. And that deals with more of the client side of the business, right? And so, but sometimes, teammates, we can go through the play. And if we go through the play and a person says yes to the opportunity, yes, I want to be able to join this business as an agent, I want to build a financial services agency, then we secure the IBA. We secure the IBA, and IBA stands for Independent Business Application. We get them involved in the business, they get a business number, and we're scheduling that new recruit's orientation. But we know the numbers. A lot of times, 1 in 4 people that we do our recruiting presentation for will actually join us in business. Well, what happens to the other 3 that we do the recruiting presentation for, that they don't want to join the business? Well, guess what? We go right back to the who we are, what we do, and getting commitments. So that arrow says no /NRN. NRN means not right now, right? So if you do the play and a person says no to the opportunity, or not right now, it looks good, it sounds good, but I don't want to go forward with it, not right now, then you go directly into the who we are, what we do, and getting commitments portion. And then what you're doing after that, you're looking to schedule a wealth builder with that person, and you can also get referrals. Those are the parts of our winning presentation. You got the warm up, setting the expectation for the appointment, checking a prospect's pulse to see if they're recruitable. Then if they are recruitable, you go through the play. And if they're interested in joining the business and they're ready to rock and roll, you secure that IBA and you schedule the orientation with that new recruit within hopefully 48 to 72 hours to do their orientation. Really, it's 24 to 72 hours. Excuse me. It's either within the next 24 to 72 hours, you want to schedule that new recruit's orientation. Or if they don't want to join the business, you go down to the who we are, what we do, and getting commitments, and you're scheduling that wealth builder or going directly into that wealth builder, and you're getting referrals from the prospect. Those are the parts of a winning presentation. That sounds easy enough. And I'm telling you right now, in the presentation process, to do each of those different parts, it's very simple. You could literally learn how to do all three of those parts of the winning presentation in one day. How about this? In one weekend. How about this? In 1 week. You could literally learn all three of those parts in 1 week. It should not take you weeks, months, quarters, y'all get where I'm going, to master how to do the winning presentation. And so let's start by talking about another piece, or maybe look at it a different way when it comes to doing a winning presentation. I want you to look at doing a winning presentation like building a great hamburger. Who doesn't like a hamburger, right? Who doesn't like a good burger? I don't know if you eat beef or you only eat turkey, whatever the case may be, but who doesn't like a good, juicy hamburger, right? Well, doing a winning presentation is like building a great hamburger. So if you're building a great hamburger, you got different steps to it. What do you have to do first? First, you have to if you're making it yourself, first you have to, get the meat and then make the ground beef patty or the turkey patty. You pat that bad boy out and all that good stuff. And then what do? You season and cook the meat patty. And then what do? You take it off of whatever you're cooking it on, whether it's a skillet, a grill, or whatever the case may be, and you put it on a bun, right? Let me tell you this, family. That's how you build a basic hamburger. Well, that's how we want you to learn the winning presentation. We want you to learn that presentation just like we have it laid out in the transcript that we're going to talk about in the next training, right? We don't want you to add anything else to it, because I know that you can add different things to a hamburger, right? And so I don't know how you like your burger. You customize it the way you want to customize it. You can add different garnishments like cheese. Well, what type of cheese? I like sharp cheddar. I like provolone. I like Colby Jack. I like American cheese, whatever cheese you like. I like lettuce, pickles, tomatoes. Tomatoes are gross to me. To each his own, but to me, tomatoes are gross. Onions, whether they're grilled onions, raw onions, ketchup, mustard, mayo, whatever you like, et cetera, on your burger. You can add whatever garnish you want to your hamburger, right? To make it how you want it. Well, family, I'm telling you right now, when you're learning how to do a winning presentation, we want you to learn it. Very easy, very simple, how it's laid out in the winning presentation transcript that you should have, right? Don't try to add any garnishments, flares, or anything like that to it, right? You don't want to mix it up and mess it up. We want you to keep it simple. We want you to keep it digestible, and we want you to keep it the way that it is, because we know that it works, right? Now, here's the deal. Once you've mastered how to do the winning presentation, once you've mastered that, then you might add little touches to it to make it you, because we understand that you're an individual, you're a leader in your own right, you have your own personality and way of explaining things, all of that good stuff. We do not want you to not be able to leave your indelible print on the presentation. We encourage that. But as you're learning it, keep it simple. Don't add too much to the presentation. Don't do that. We strongly suggest that you do it the way that it's laid out for you. And so just like this part of the presentation says, I'm going to reshare my screen, right? I'm going to reshare my screen. And so First, master the basic of a winning presentation, then add your garnishments, your extra simple modifications to the presentation. Don't try to Frankenstein it or nothing like that. And you'll create a whole monster that'll come back and destroy it, right? So keep it simple, teammates. And then when you're doing a winning presentation, this is just kind of a cheat code that we want to give you, whether you're doing your presentation on your laptop computer, your desktop computer, your tablet, all of that good stuff. You can keep your winning presentation transcript next to you or next to your device and just read it. That's going to be a great way for you to be able to not only get through the winning presentation, but do it over and over again without having to memorize everything in your head. And then you can be able to take somebody through it. You can take notes on it. You can highlight things on it, but that's the cheat code in you being able to get through the winning presentation. All right. So hopefully this has been helpful, family. I thank you for your time. You can listen to this and watch this over and over again. In our next installment on the winning presentation training, you're going to hear me actually go through the winning presentation and break down the different sections and parts of it. Love you guys, and I'll see you at the top because the bottom's too crowded. Thanks a lot, teammates.